know I've got a leak. So I dug it out just a little bit, ran over here, turned the water on, ran over here. I didn't turn it on real high, but it looks like, okay, now we're starting to get a little bit of water right in here. Zoom in here. It looks like this is, see, I can feel a little bit of glue. This elbow is pushed out right here. See a little bit of bubbling right there. Hey, Kelly Staggs here, American Irrigator, trying to make you a better irrigator. Consider subscribing and hitting that bell. That way you don't miss any tips. Hear that thunder? You don't hear that much around here. We may actually get some rain today. Man, that would be great. That is a beautiful sight for West Texas. Don't like the hail though. Well, today in this video, I'm going to give you a couple tips that when you're fixing an irrigation leak, and in this case, we've got a mainline leak. And so when you've got an irrigation repair, there's a couple things you kind of want to do. Like if you're just now starting doing irrigation work for somebody, this is some good tips for you. Or if you're doing it yourself, this is going to help you, I think. Let me show you something. Now I started digging this out to try to find the lines. And so a couple things. One is if you know there's a main line there, there might be wire. So you want to be careful to not cut any of these wires, because it is not an easy thing, and it's not a good thing to cut these wires, and really it can be a pain to try to splice them back, pull them up in a valve box so your splices are in valve boxes. So one of the important things is always be careful and watch the wire. And I found this wire and I tried to dig it out and pull it over as much as I can until I found the pipes. Once you find the pipes, you don't want to just uncover the top. You're going to want to dig this out a lot. But what I did first is I found it and I went and turned the water on a little bit, just barely, as I had the water off because I knew there was a leak here. I just turned the water back on barely. I didn't turn the water on very much, but it's one of the things you can do. Dig this out, turn the water on a little bit, see if you can see what's going on. Kind of see a little bit of water, but what happened was this elbow has pushed out right there. So number one, you want to be careful about cutting any wires to your irrigation system. Not that they can't be fixed, because they can be fixed, but you just don't really get into fixing wires along with fixing pipes. So you want to be careful with that. The other thing is, usually what I do is I dig it out enough to see the pipes, a little bit around it, and then turn the water back on just a little bit, or a zone just a little bit, to see if you can tell exactly where the leak is. And then after you do that, the third tip you're going to want to do is you're going to dig that thing out, give yourself plenty of room in order to do the repair. And this is what I'm talking about. See, I've started digging this out. I've dug it way out underneath here because you're going to have to do your glue and primer around that pipe. So you want to get out good and underneath. You want to come away from it. That way you can get your fittings and do what you've got to do. And I've dug out this side. Now, next thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to cut this 3/4 here, cut this pipe, and we're going to have to get it out of the way in order to dig out this side of it. Now you can see my leak when I see that elbow broke loose. See the water coming out of there? I've got the water off, it's still a little bit pressured up, but the glue broke loose right there, the weld, the solvent weld did, and it was probably not really glued all that properly or all that good in the first place. I fixed other leaks like this on this property. So, but that, you can see it right there. Now we're getting down and it's starting to look a little bit better where we can do this repair. Cut that line out of the way, this other 3/4, so I can dig out all around under this side. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it right here and cut it just somewhere right in there, get that pipe out of the way and really clean out underneath this, suck all this water out, and then we'll be ready to do our repair. So when you're doing a repair, if it's for your boss, if you're working for somebody, or if you're doing it yourself, this is what it should look like when you're ready to actually do the repair. When a guy asks you to dig it out, or somebody says dig it all the way out, this is what I'm talking about. I had to cut that pipe obviously again, but this is all the way underneath this pipe. Good size hole. We've got plenty of room to work and do our repair. And really it's gonna make, it took a little bit of time and some effort to dig it out this much, but it's gonna make the job and the repair a whole lot easier to where we can do it good, we can do it right, and that it's gonna last a long time.